G'day, Spartan Willie here, and welcome to our very first episode of our Alfa Romeo mini-series on the Motorsport Manager F1 2021 Manager Mod by Eddie Markwick. So I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Welcome to or welcome back to the channel. First of all, I just wanted to quickly say I'm not going to do another entire series on F1 2021 Manager Mod. I'll get that straight out there. This is just a mini-series because number one, this challenge looks way too good to pass up with Alfa Romeo. We'll get into a bit more of that in a minute. However, also that we are doing Spartan racing on this F1 2021 Manager mod, so I didn't want to switch over the game version toing and froing from Fire Fantasy and F1 2021 Manager mod because that's just going to end up in disaster, quite frankly. So we're going to try and smash out as many live streams in December, hopefully wrap up the Spartan racing somewhat soon. I'm having a lot of fun on that save, so I don't want to rush to it too much. But yeah, jump on the live streams. We have that going on whenever I live stream. I should get a schedule going really. But anyway, back to this video. So yes, we're not going to do an episode a race on this series. We're just going to make it a bit more of a long-term save because honestly I think there's a lot of rebuilding to do Alfa Romeo. I haven't even applied for the job yet, but I'm going to apply now, and if I get it then I guess you'll see this video. If not, then this video won't exist. But yeah, so if just to catch you up, this is the third season of the McLaren career mode. There's going to be spoilers in about 10 seconds, so if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend you go check that out just to get up to date. It is a long one. This will not be anywhere near that length, I don't believe, unless we play like 10 seasons, but I doubt that very much. But yes, last year in Formula 1, Alfa Romeo got 0 points. This is in the game, by the way. We of course won it with 18 wins. It was quite the dominant season, and just our second season with McLaren. But Alfa Romeo had 0 points. The only reason they didn't get relegated is because in Formula 2 ART didn't want to come up. So for whatever reason, Alfa Romeo have been given a lifeline. We're going to try and make sure that they get the most out of that lifeline. In the first season of this save, they actually got 7 points, which is just... So they've scored 7 points while McLaren have scored over 1,000. There's a lot of work to be done here. Okay, so here we are. The video went live, so we obviously got the Alfa Romeo job, but it's not the best start when you get this email, whether you want to finish 8th or 10th. We're going to say 10th, just because I don't want to be fighting for my job throughout the season. I already had that enough in the McLaren first season, so we're going to say 10th, but I'm really hoping we can sneak 9th place. Now, this is how the grid's going to line up this season. I did do some save game editors just to get rid of like the older geezers, just to try and keep it somewhat realistic. That being said, Ricciardo moves to Red Bull on his own, so look, he's back at Red Bull on his own accord, so that's his decision. I don't think that's the best move for him, but McLaren have brought in Oscar Piastri, so they've replaced an Australian with an Australian. Oscar had a decent season. Yeah, he raced last season, didn't he? Yeah, 17th in an AlphaTauri. Not great, but you know, he's been called up to McLaren, so try and get that Australian straight swap. But Hamilton's still in the series with Russell as his teammate. The Alpine lineup's the same. Red Bull, obviously that changed. Ferrari's still the same. Not a lot of changes around the grid. Our two drivers are one of the worst on grid. As you said, Wertw just declining. And Antonio Giovinazzi sort of hit his potential at 29, so we're definitely going to look to bring in some other drivers, maybe even get rid of Jack Crawford here. His potential is not fantastic. Now, they didn't actually give me the reins to Alfa Romeo until after preseason testing, so we're already building a part here, the engine. We're just going to cancel that. But basically, this is where the car is. It is absolutely shocking. Second last behind Prema. The engine is one of the spots of many that we have to improve pretty soon. We were putting an engine, but I honestly don't know how much of an upgrade that engine was going to be. So I think it was a good idea to cancel it. Let's actually have a look at the numbers here. What are the numbers? What are we looking at here? Oh my days, 1300s. We're into the 15s, 16s, 17s at McLaren. Okay, well, design a new part. Let's, I think we don't want to do too many big builds to start the season. What's important, Imola? It's all top speed, isn't it? Engine is one of the most important parts. I suppose we're going to do brakes just because I want to get some improvements on this car quickly, and brakes are one of the quickest things you can build. So we'll go ahead and build brakes. I'm going to look for drivers. I'll see you soon. Okay, it is time for the Sakhir GP. However, I'm going to show you our driver lineup for the season. We've got Robert Schwartzman, who is our main driver, and Alfa Leclerc will be our second driver. Plenty of potential. We've got Vips as well in the reserve driver. To be honest, I don't really use the reserve driver all that often, but we've got the two main boys with Schwartzman and Alfa Leclerc. Leclerc's got a bit of improvement to do, but while we're not that great, and Schwartzman will take all the great parts, we may as well get him in the car, get some experience under his belt, and hopefully he can improve. But onto our staff members, we've got Adrian Newey, who's our chief engineer. Massive coup for him. I was just looking around, and For some reason he was interested. He was over in IndyCar, we brought him back over to Formula 1. I think he can do amazing things with that car. And we've got Craig Hampson, who looks awesome on the stats and has also got light-footed. You already know that was the first thing I had to go out and get. We've got light-footed, oh that's super soft. Well, super soft it is. I mean, we're going to try, I thought it was soft, but we'll take the super soft and move on. Tom Brown, he's got sweet spots too, so that is fantastic. But maybe we can make something work a bit. We'll try it out. If it doesn't work on the super soft light footed, we can always find another mechanic with soft tyres. But yeah, that's our staff lineup and our driver lineup for the season. Okay, so just finished up in Bahrain, and you will not believe the result we get. We get a 5th place and a 19th. Quite opposing results. Of course, Stroll crashed out as well, so Leclerc was the last of the running cars. But Schwartzman, that was honestly one of the best drives I've seen. Oscar Piastri takes the win, but Schwartzman, holy, that's driver of the day material there. We went out in Q1 both drivers. I'm not used to that at all. But yeah, so we've already got 10 points, which means that we've gotten more points in this first race than Alfa Romeo have in the entire of this save so far. So what a result. So next up was the Imola GP, and after our amazing result last time out, this is more of the challenge I was expecting. Leclerc crashed out on lap 1. Schwartzman, the second last, only Schumacher behind him. He made 4 pit stops. We were on the better strategy, to be fair, but we only finished about 3 seconds in front of him. Now we're in for an absolute grind of a season. Those 10 points we got could be the only 10 points we get this season at this rate. Okay, so race 3 with Alfa Romeo is in the books at the Portimao GP, and it's an improvement. Schwartzman up in 13th. We did just build a new engine, and that's in the car, so we're starting to see the rewards of that already. As you can see there, a lot of people actually made the ones that worked today, mostly because they started on the mediums, or the hard, sorry. Leclerc down in the last. I feel bad for him. His car is so bad, and obviously doesn't have good starting stats as Schwartzman. But can we just have a look at Oscar Piastri? 3 wins in a row. Lewis Hamilton's been down in 10th every race, 10th, 9th. So George Russell must be getting the better parts. Hamilton's being phased out of the Mercedes program, but quite an interesting season developing here. Okay, so not the best news here. Tom Brown has been caught leaking confidential information in the team. I don't know who he's leaking it to. I don't know who gives a damn about our car, to be honest, because it's that bad. But I've got no option to fire him. To be honest, he was the one with the super soft light footed, so I wasn't completely warmed up to him yet, but now I've got to sign a replacement, unfortunately. But I mean, if you leak information, that's just what happens. Okay, Barcelona in the books. Piastri wins yet another race. His dominance this season is, I honestly did not expect this at all. They have prioritized him over Norris, who was down in 8th place. We did have a pretty decent wet period here, right at the end. As you see, 17 laps on the inters, so made things a bit spicy towards the end of the race. But Russell 2nd, Hamilton 4th, Schwartzman down in 15th. He was actually disappointed with that one. I think that's decent. I mean, yeah, it's not great, but we're sort of in that area where if we get points, it's an absolute miracle. But Arthur Leclerc not last, so we are making some decent improvements on the car. So I haven't really shown much light on the HQ of Alfa Romeo, but as you can see there, it is awesome. We are 3 seasons in now, and there's also an upgrade already going on. We already had another upgrade. I believe it was the rear wing. We can now build a legendary, but it's pretty cool how the AI make their own improvements and stuff. Like, I didn't initiate that factory build, and I'm sure the Alfa Romeo wasn't like this when when it first started. But we're going to invest in the design center, 25 mil. Another team that's not strapped for cash. Again, the money in this mod is a bit unbalanced, but that's fine. We can have a sick HQ, and we'll also upgrade the forecasting center, because why not? And then what are some other buildings we can build? Probably just a theme park, yeah. But yeah, so some more upgrades coming to the HQ. Monaco GP equals 1 point. That is huge. It was a hard-earned 1 point. I forgot to mention at Barcelona last time out, we did actually get into Q2, and this time round, a rainy qualifying 2 meant that we got into Q3. We got in 9th, and then we qualified in 10th, and because it was raining in Q2, we got to start on any tire we want. We just went a 1 stop on the soft. Schwartzman squeezed in front of Wertw. Lucky it was Wertw behind us and not someone with some actual decent pace towards the upper half of the field. But massive point for Schwartzman. Leclerc down in 19th, and this man has won 5 out of 5. Piastri's doing a Spartan racing type of run here. Okay, so after 5 races and 5 Piastri wins, that's how the standings line up. We are in 6th place with 11 points, in front of Aston Martin by 2 points, but we've already improved on Alfa Romeo's first 2 season total of 7 points with 11 in just 5 races. Of course, that first result meant huge gains in the championship. Now on the car front, these are sort of the developments we've done. We've focused a lot on the smaller parts, as I said I would, just so we can see some immediate gain. As you see, we've jumped up to 8th from 9th on the car part. We're building a new engine now, so hopefully we can see a bit better top speed. I think we're building a 1.5 engine now, which is much better than our base 1.3. But that being said, let me know what you think of this format. I thought I would try it out. It's just something in the transition period between finishing off Spartan Racing and getting started with the 5 Fantasy mod. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. This video took quite a while to make, obviously, as I'm playing 5 races an episode as opposed to 1. But yeah, leave any feedback. I'm really interested to see what you guys think about the series. And subscribe if you haven't already. Road to 1,000 by the end of the year. It'd be amazing to hit that. I'll see you next time out for some more Alfa Romeo mini-series.